Let's get high. Let's get high. Let's get high. Let's get high. When I say get high, y'all get hope. Get high hopes. Get high hopes. I'm not talking about something you need to smoke. Get high hopes. Get high hopes. When I say get high, y'all get hope. Get high hopes. Get high hopes. I'm not talking about something you need to smoke. Get high hopes. Get high hopes. When I say get high, you don't need a blunt. Just get the dedication to create what you want. When I say get high, don't even front. There's more than 50 ways to learn how to stunt. So if you're aiming for a Ferrari, you might wanna put your eyes on a factory. Cause I heard that if your vision isn't sorry, you might not have to give back the key. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I guess that's why these killers don't care about mistakes. I'm trying to get your hopes higher than the murder rate. Now the roof ain't on fire, it's burning in you today. When I say get high, y'all get hope. Get high hopes, get high hopes. Instead of that Bentley, go pick out a boat. Get high hopes, get high hopes. When I say get high, y'all get hope. Get high hopes, get high hopes. I'm not talking about something you need to smoke. Get high hopes, get high hopes. I have high hopes for you. I hope that you do what you were put here to do. But you gotta know what that is before you're through. When I say get high, you go get a clue. Watch those that you get close to. Remember, no fool graduate from low school. I'ma show you how the real pros do. You can get high without the dro dude. So if you're having a pity party, you won't get an RSVP from me. But if you put this song in your body, you might get some R-E-S-P-E-C-T. What's the point of pity if it don't change the city? Time is ticking quickly, I need all my people with me. Yeah, I know they tell you to get low, but when I say get high, I'm talking about your hopes. When I say get high, y'all get hope. Get high hopes, get high hopes.
Hi, it's Mr. Positive Dave Buford here, and I am so excited today to be introducing you to High Hopes for Your Future. This amazing, one-of-a-kind audio production's never been done before. It combines the motivational wisdom of the world's foremost motivational speaker, Les Brown, with the transformational hip-hop rhymes of Mr. High Hopes, otherwise known as Les Brown's baby boy. In this age of change and challenges we all face, this CD is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you. It's our hope that it will become a tool that you use daily to change your life, your family's life, and to impact the world around you.
So LD Funk, for this one, just make the track bounce, you know? Just make it bounce. That's it, that's it. Yeah. True story. My daddy's worth over 60 mil, but wouldn't give me 60 cents to stop him getting killed. Cause he say this greatness I'ma build won't get noticed if I'm waiting on his will. I'm starting to get a little thrill, cause they say I'm poor but I'm feeling richer than him. So I'ma let y'all know the deal. When my album's in the stores, you know it's gonna be a 10. I ain't rapping so I can pay the rent, but I spit bars cause people behind bars got children. And if you're slow and it still don't make sense, I'm High Hopes. Take a pause and just listen. These jaws were made by the motivator of millions. My daddy got paid, but I'ma get the prisons. At an early age, I had my own business, and it's still early, so can I get a witness? I started at the top and I went back down. My album can't flop, it's time for the pounds. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, no, you're probably down. I started at the top and went down. My album can't flop, it's time for the pounds. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, no, you're probably down. God bless the child that's got his own. So if he fall down, he ain't without a home. And if I'm number 2 on billboards, then I'm wrong. But when they give me number 1, excuse me, gone. Just make it bounce, that's all that counts. If you wanna quit smoking, but just gotta announce, you ain't gotta keep choking. I ain't underground. They say I run this show, so you better rise up now. When I was homeless, a gangster took me in. Your family is cool, but never sleep on a friend. In the street, life is hard to win. They start them at the bottom, so you low when you begin. My homie's worth was close to my pops, and still knew his purpose wasn't living on a block. I'm starting to feel like I may be all he got, and I can't can't tell them nothing if my album flops. I started at the top and I went back down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, you know you're probably down. I started at the top and went down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, you know you're probably down. If my daddy knew I could spit like this, he'd probably tell you he helped me write this. But it's my heavenly Father's gift. My daddy just taught me the value of my lips. My mama's pissed cause it ain't copywritten, but these are skills, nobody could copy it. They don't think you can be big and make a hit without cursing and violence. But can I get a moment of violence? For the stick they split my eye hole with. Two other people with me that didn't get hit, so I call it G.O.D. and not coincidence. I'm about to do something to the Mexicans with this, cause they know I had to do the bounce just to live. I couldn't die then cause I had more to give. Now I'm just rising to the top of the list. I started at the top and I went back down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, you know you're probably down. I started at the top and went down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, you know you're probably down. I started at the top and went down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, no, you're probably down. I started at the top and went down. My album can't flop, it's time for the bounce. I think I'll call this lost and found. So if they call you lost, no, you're probably down.
Some of them did that. Then had another group that they just had them caged there. No shock at all. They put them all in groups. And they exposed them to electric shock again. The ones who had no means of escape, who had exposed themselves to that shock again and again and again, even though they had a wall in front of them that they were physically capable of jumping over and getting out, they laid down in despair. They didn't even attempt to get out with the electric shocks hitting them again and again and again. They just laid there. Because even though they had a way out, they couldn't see themselves making it out. They didn't believe that they had the capacity to affect their circumstances. There are a lot of people that we see in miserable situations that's killing them. They're miserable. They're going out of their mind. It's driving them crazy. And we ask, why don't they just leave? I don't know why she's still there. What else has to happen to him for him to stop? He must be crazy. Learn how to become helpless, how to become powerless. Now the other ones who were shocked and they had an opening, a large majority of them jumped out, but another group of them just stayed. Even though they had the option to go, they wouldn't take it. Because some of them were very negative and cynical, and they probably said to themselves, hey, probably won't work out. See, there's some people, when you say it's possible will keep you in the game, that it's possible are only just words to them. Has no power and meaning to them. That the mental conditioning is so deeply entrenched, it's not enough to bring them out into the arena of life. So how do we handle that? What do we do? Let's look at those that did get out. Those that in spite of the weather, in spite of the conditions, what happened to those people who have been knocked down or shocked or disappointed or experienced some failures? What enabled them to keep on keeping on? Here's what Dr. Seelman discovered, that when they provided coaching and training for these dogs and took them through something that they call cognitive therapy, the act of or process of knowing, including both awareness and judgment, that the people who make it, the people who are living their dreams, the people that are bringing about change, these people have a sense of who they are. And they make a decision, I can handle this. They make a decision that my circumstances are not going to determine me. Now, the people that don't make it out, these people align themselves with the negative part of themselves. They identify and romance with failure and disappointment. They entertain it. They don't believe. They have faith, bad faith, that they won't make it. These people identify with their weaknesses and their shortcomings. So they give up. All they can see is why they can't make it. And they'll build a strong case, and they're always defending their shortcomings. But through some enlightenment, through some coaching, learned optimism can become a reality for all of us. Where we have unending hope that we begin to align ourselves with the highest that's within us. That we begin to know each day that we are the raw material out of which we create our life, we create our circumstances.
The changing states of human consciousness.
If you take a deep look inside you, you might mess around and see what I do.
The changing states of human consciousness.
If you take a deep look inside you, you might mess around and see what I do. Let my homies beat hypnotize you, and you might notice how God supplied you. Right, left, up and down. I've seen a lot of people and I looked around. A lot of us are lost and we won't be found if we keep listening to that same old sound. I almost drowned trying to make it above the ground, but being mainstream ain't that important now. I'm trying to touch your soul if you can't see your Lord around, and I know it's inside. I'm watching it hide in those brown eyes, in those blue eyes, even blind eyes see through the lies. Like your vision for yourself ain't high, you got something special, so why be shy? Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. You get greatness in you, they can't take it from you. It's the way that you do what you say that you do. You get greatness in you, I'm not just saying you do. They be playing you, dude, I think playing you's rude. You get greatness in you, more than your favorite crew. They don't say that you do, but you got greatness in you. I hope this changes your view, cause that means change isn't through. Let me explain it to you, what this greatness can do. It can get you through a surgery when it's an emergency. Them cowards tried to murder me, but now I'm on a murder spree. Burying parts of you that aren't free to express all of your possibilities. Yeah, them obstacles you see, just pop them till they be gone. This is more than a song, and when things go wrong, don't go with them. Leave the streets with your wisdom. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. If you take a deep look inside you, you might mess around and see what I do. If you take a deep look inside you, you might mess around and see what I do. Don't let it hide, 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 don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Front, back, side to side. If you got something special, don't let it hide. Don't let it hide.
So what I want you to do, where you want to go, what you want to do, that all of us, if you're talking about going up higher, raising the stakes, we used to jump in the backyard. And with my brother and sister, we get a stick and we hold it in one, we run and jump over. Then we raise it up a little bit more. Somebody else will run and jump over. Well, the higher the stick, was raised, the further back you had to run, and the more you had to put into it in order to propel yourself over it. Well, when you are looking at your life and you're looking at going from here up here, you're going to encounter some resistance. So part of what is necessary for you to begin to develop the consciousness that will enable you to tap into the power of creation in you as you concentrate, knowing that you've got this power, this stuff, this specialness in you to overcome anything that you're involved in, anything that you have experienced, anything that you have gone through. That what's important is, in putting it to the test, that every chance you get, you remind yourself that you've got what is required in order to move your life forward. And every day, keep telling yourself and feeling inside yourself being strong enough and more than able and capable of coming back, of making this happen. That there's a part of you now that you've got to call into being. It's there, it's dormant. And because you haven't used it, it's not developed yet. This creative power that you have. See, most of us only believe in things that we can see, but there's more to us than what meets the eye, the physical eye. And as you begin to do this, and I want you to do this with me, here's what's necessary for you to tap into this power you have within you. One is, as you look at it, begin to feel differently. Sit up in your chair and square your shoulders. And you know, if you ever watch athletes during the Olympics or anybody getting ready for any major sporting event, they don't just drive by a ring and say, oh, they're in there, I got to fight there tonight. Good, let me walk up there. Good. Give me a pair of trunks right quick so I can come in here and fight. People that are Olympic divers, they don't just, it's my time, just run out there and just jump right off. People that are high jumpers, they stand back and they watch and they look a long time. They're seeing it, they're visualizing it, they are experiencing it. They see themselves going up over it. I want you to do that. I want you got to have some fear when you're looking at your goals. Don't ignore that, acknowledge that fear. You've got some nervousness and some tension when you look at where you want to go. Might be some major decision you got to make, and you feel it in your guts. When I'm dealing with a major challenge, my shoulders get tight, my neck. I'm dealing with something major, I do this a lot, loosening myself up. Sometimes I feel it in my guts. What we've got to do is get in touch with our feelings, acknowledge what we're feeling, but also connect with that part of us that knows that you're powerful, that you've got some special stuff in you, and that your circumstances, they don't determine you, you determine your circumstances. It's a difference between being a thermometer and being a thermostat. A lot of people are thermometers. They fluctuate with life. Things are going well, they feel good and they're positive. They have a yes, I can attitude. Things don't go well, now they're depressed. They're up and down. Any wind that comes along. But when you are a thermostat, you don't let the circumstances determine you. You go into a cold room, you'll make it warm. You go into a negative situation, you'll make it positive. Because you see yourself differently than a thermometer does. There are a lot of people that allow their circumstances to dictate how they feel, what they're going to experience. But there's something, a part of you, the perfect essence of who you truly are. No one can touch that. And there you have the power to determine how you're going to respond to anything. Most thermometers go through life reacting to everything. The thermostats respond.
Keep it mellow. They know about this one. Come on. Let your spirit shine like a silver morning. This world is mine. I done found my calling. Bounce back. So now I'm falling with my boys that had my back when I was crawling. Now I came from the mansion, I'm fresh off the block. Made the ladies start dancing without busting shots. They said there's no way Mello's gon' reach the top, but it's high hopes, no telling what I'm gon' drop. This is one that can
a bump in your group home, or when you grow up and wonder where your group's gone. In the ATL, I used to live all alone, but up in LA, my room makes the microphone. My light is on, the night is young, and I'm so fresh like I just stepped out the womb. This is something that can take away your gloom. Y'all get crazy, sexy TLC, but what about the gloom? It's just that laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. They do something that they never did. That laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. Do something that they never did. I'm laid back like a limbo, me and my kinfolk, letting all our limbs go, free like the wind blows. I saw a butterfly land on the boulevard. It made this tough stuff look like a damn facade. You can't touch us unless you can handle God. That's the source of my strength, call these my handlebars. Before my first 16, I was listening to that small inner voice within me. It's hard to do impossible till you see the invisible. That's just another principle that make my rhymes original. The bold eagle who refused to be pigeonholed. Knots in my lots make me smoother than a criminal. But what a crime lord got on divine word. I'm about to cool out the fire in these miners. I know that you about tired of all these liars, but when you want something higher, it's just that laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. They do something that they never see. That laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. Do something that they never did.
I expect you may have wondered why almost all figures of Buddha or of many other Eastern sages that you see are seated in the posture of meditation. The way in which he is seated and the whole cast of his features and of his expression symbolize a certain attitude to life, a certain way of looking things, which in Indian and Chinese philosophy is considered essential to sanity.
It's just that laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. They do something that they never see. That laid-back mellow kid. I know you're feeling it. When you're high, your hopes become relevant. That laid-back mellow hit, so intelligent. Do something that they never did. Do something that they never did. It's just that laid-back mellow kid.
I'm reminded of a man that went to a slave auction. He was looking at all of the slaves. He was trying to make some determination of some he would purchase. And he saw one particular slave that walked with his head up and his shoulders square, and he had a kick in his walk. And there was something about the essence of him. And that gentleman said, hey, listen, he said to the slave owner, I want to get that slave over there. He said, no, you can't have him. He's not for sale. He said, why not? He said, as you can see, he's different. He said, what makes him so different? He said, back in Africa, his father is a king, and he knows that. And even though he's enslaved, even though he's in shackles, he still believes that he's a prince, and he acts like one, and walks like one, and works like one. He knows his true identity, his true heritage. And that what we've got to do, that when things happen to us in life, if you lose your job, if you go through a divorce, if you're coming back from addiction, if you're coming back from failure after failure after failure, and disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and you've been nothing but a flake all your life, and no one believes in you anymore because you've been lying and losing credibility every day. So you've established that kind of personal history and track record. And no one wants to be bothered with your behind anymore. Here's what will enable you to get back in the race and pick yourself up. And here's what's necessary for you to begin to reinvent your reality And that is that you must know within yourself, there must be a deep inner knowing of your true identity, that you are a prince, that you are a princess, and that even though there might have been behaviors that were out of sync with who you truly are, that you have not found the key, you have not made the adjustments. Many times you can go to a lock, and if the key is slightly off, you put the key in the lock, it won't turn. So what's necessary for us to begin to discover our stuff and to produce different results in our lives? One is you can't put a key in halfway and try and turn it. You have to put it all the way up in there to find out whether or not it fits, whether or not it works. By the same token, whatever dream that you have, whatever you've decided that you're passionate, pursue it passionately. Most people go after their things, ladies and gentlemen, half-heartedly. They don't give it all they have. And then they have the nerve to be upset when things don't work out. My son went to Ohio State, spent most of the time playing bid whist in the student union, partying every night, not doing his homework assignments, missing most of his classes. He had the nerve to be angry because they kicked him out when he had poor grades. I said, are you surprised? You never gave yourself a chance. You're no dummy bringing these D's and F's here. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a fighting chance. Whatever you go after, whatever you've said, this is your stuff, pursue it passionately. Let there be a deep hunger in you that you won't be denied. And that when things happen, that they won't immobilize you, they won't deplete your energy, that you look at it and you observe it, but you know there's something in you that's going to take you to the top. And that this is only a temporary inconvenience. That's all it is. Nothing more can stop you. Something as powerful you is you cannot be contained and stopped. Temporarily delayed, yes. Stopped, no. When you know who you are, it won't determine and dictate to you what your reality is going to be. So what? It's cold outside. I put on an extra coat. So what? It's raining. I get an umbrella. That most people are wimps, ladies and gentlemen. There's no competition. So as you brainstorm, as you think about what you want to do and where you want to go, you've got to have this something in you that is your true identity. Michael Todd, one of Elizabeth Taylor's former husbands, said something. He said, there's a guy that was a millionaire and broke and became a millionaire and broke again. He said, I've been broke many times, but I've never been poor. Why? See, poverty is a state of mind. People that are impoverished, and I was looking up the word impoverished. People that are impoverished, it's called to be deprived of strength, richness, or futility by depleting or draining of something essential. That most people are going through life after their goals, deprived of something that's essential to them achieving their goals, something that's necessary. What's necessary? You got to know who you are. You got to align yourself with the strong part of you. You got to, regardless of the circumstances, to judge not according to appearances. That you've got to be willing to go at it with everything in you, pulling deep down within, challenging yourself. Put yourself to the test. Start with some personal victories. It might be just say, well, for the next 30 days, do something that will just let you test yourself. For the next 30 days, every morning, I'm going to do just 5 setups every day. Just test yourself. Or the next 30 days, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go outside and walk just for 10 minutes. I don't care if it rains. I don't care if the temperature drops below 40 degrees. I don't care. I just want this, achieve this personal victory. Test yourself. When I was normalizing my weight, one of the things I had to do was to test myself. I found myself to be an impulsive eater, so I test myself. I went into a bakery and smelt the food. And I was watching myself. Here's what you're doing when you're testing yourself. You think before you think. See, my first mind would be, hey, watch yourself. My second mind, hey, doesn't that look good? You saw a skinny man get hit by a truck. A little bit more pounds, he might have lived. Put yourself to the test. Find out what you're made of. Monitor yourself.
The other day I heard my cousin say I sound like Kanye. Mr. West is cool, but I'm from LA, where you need testicles just to go outside to play. If not, you better pull a lady from the valet. Park it if you don't want to spark it, because in the dark it gets pretty intense. If you don't live in Bel Air, you ain't no Fresh Prince. And if you on welfare, it ain't no freshness. New shell toes, just a cruise Melrose. So better tell those from the south, bring more than their elbows. It's not a gift when it's rolled with arrows. It's ridiculous, but no one cares. Yo, a cat broke in my car in the back where I had my clothes packed, and I found out the boy was on crack. Tell Rockefeller, Copperfella some of that, cause the zombie didn't leave me with a hat. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. If Jesus walks, could he beat me on this track? I thought I heard him talk when they beat me with the bats. The news lying on the Mexicans and blacks, and they ain't even as bruised as I am on the facts. Clack, 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 all they wanna hear is that. So I asked the Koreans where the beer's at. I'm just MCing, now can you feel that? Or do I got that faith that bring your fears back? If it wasn't for LD, keep bringing me heat, I'd be like these other rappers jacking for beats. Now it's 2 in the morning, and I'm in the streets writing rhymes in my head, cause I'm not in the sheets of paper. Peep you later, see your neighbor letting out a prostitute that doesn't have on makeup. High hopes can't sleep, that's why I stay up with my headphones on, listen to my prayer. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. They say I should slow down, I'm moving too fast. I'ma have 100 songs before a year pass. I take this more serious than class, so after you if you try to block my path. Plus it don't help none that I got a dad that hasn't heard one of the songs I have. It's hard to pick up a pen in your mama's bed, and she think you say hip hop is an excuse to sag. I'ma be the best mama, but I'm not gon' brag. She say right now be the best with this dish bag. I'm rapping about happiness, but ain't this sad. I wish I could visit a place that wasn't this bad. Then I think about the soldiers in Baghdad that probably wish they could get back to their bad dads. Yeah, I want my dream to happen that fast, so we don't have the same nightmares when they get back. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound. Beat, show me the way, because the streets trying to bring me down. I'ma bring the heat, but I gotta have a different sound.
If you find yourself being fearful, feel that fear and acknowledge it. And then say, oh, okay, I'm scared. Yeah. I had to do that the other day. I had to speak to an AT&T group, rough group in New York. And I was listening to them in there. And they talked all through the other guy's presentation. And my shoulders started getting tight. I'm walking backstage like this, loosening up. They thought I was going to come in and slug somebody. I say, yeah, Les, okay, I feel this tension here. Hey, they're just another bunch of human beings up in here. You Mamie's boy, what are you scared of? Loosen up. They ain't seen nothing till you come in there. Your time, they belong to you. Claim them. that we've got to get in a certain kind of state of mind and consciousness. That as you look toward where you want to go and what you want to produce in your life, you have a different kind of walk. You're no longer walking around like this. Have a different kind of walk. Your conversation is different. People will know something has happened to you and you don't have to say it. And we've all seen people whose lives changed and they didn't tell us, but we looked at them and we knew that something was different. You couldn't exactly put your hands on it, but something was different. There was something about the way they smiled or the way they walked or when they spoke and the speaking of their words. You knew, you felt it. You sensed that this person had changed. And that's what you want to send off. You don't have to go out and make any announcements. But when you know who you truly are, in spite of your circumstances, you can lose your job. You can lose your family. You can make mistake after mistake after mistake. You can lose your money, but you won't lose your spirit. People cannot believe in you. They can laugh at you. They can say you can't come back, lose your home, lose your car, everything, but you won't lose one truth, one redeeming truth that can keep you in the game. And that is that there's something in you that's greater than what you are now going through. And that you are not going to become hypnotized by it. That's what happened to most people. They focus on their problems. Like a deer, when a car's coming at a deer, when he looks in the light, the headlights hypnotize him. And he gets run over. But if the deer would just look away, it will break the spell. And he can move out of the way. A snake watches a bird and sneaks up and with an enchanting, engaging look, capture that bird's attention. And if the bird would just look away and leave, it could perhaps live. But it just keeps on looking at the snake as the snake gets closer and closer and closer, and then grabs the bird and literally eat the bird alive. And many of us are eaten up alive by life. Because when things happen, we spend time looking at it and talking about it and whining about it. And anybody that will listen, we tell them about it and thinking about it and consume with it. And it keeps on multiplying and reproducing itself in our life experience. No. Break the spell. No. It doesn't matter what has happened. What do you want to happen? What is it you want to create in your life experience? What do you want to do now with the time that you have left? No. It doesn't matter what happened over here. That's history now. Doesn't matter what people think. That has nothing to do with you. Here's what matters. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do now? Okay, here you are. This is your life. What is it going to be? You know what most people do, ladies and gentlemen, why they don't reach their goals? Larry DeAngie touched on this when we were working on developing the presentation. He said most people disqualify themselves from the race of life before they get started because they see themselves as less than who they really are. We disqualify ourselves. How do you keep yourself focused and break that hypnotic spell? That's the purpose of the Mastermind Goal Achievers Journal. That's why you must write every available tool that you can bring into bear. Write things down. Monitor what your thoughts are, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you're going through each day, staying on top of you. Have pictures to reinforce this thought, this vision that you have in your mind of where you want to go and what you want to do. You have to reinforce it with something visual sometimes. As you talk about it, don't just talk about it casually, but feel it. Look at your goal. See yourself there. Experience the applause. Experience the feeling of achieving the goal, of making the decision, or overcoming the challenge, or kicking the addiction, or reclaiming your life, or having your own business. Experience the glory, how you feel inside when you can say, I did it. See that happening. You're dreaming that, you're seeing that, you're experiencing that. No one else can see that but you. When you see it, As you walk through life each day, people will begin to see it through your eyes. They'll know that you're on to something here. You're going someplace. You've tapped into something. Your body language, your conversation, the whole feel, the electronic feel around you. People want to deal with you. You will attract other people just like you. When you go to that level, there are people who would want to deal with you just because of who you are. The universe will send you supporters just because you believe.
Yeah. Try to flip my flow up on this one, you know.
If I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Outside the box, will I be okay without designer socks? Or will my uniqueness take away from my props? When I speak this way, will they even stop and listen? Or will they only get a beat their attention? I mention things that mean the most to me and our community too, hopefully. Because trying to be used, not dope to me, but striving for something greater brings hope to me. My mama told me not to be a copycat. Look at those that think for themselves and copy that. Trying to get ahead like someone else can hold me back. And every one of my elders keep on saying free that. So I gotta just take their advice. Excuse me if my pants are the right size, because I stay far from the norm and my ancestors give me permission not to conform. So if I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, hey, if I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, go. My people always told me I should get in where I fit in, but I always knew I would never fit in a prison. Not everyone's acting like being you is forbidden. I won't call it ignorance or say the wisdom's hidden, but understand I'm not asking for permission. I'm letting you know that we about to change tradition. So get the new you plan out. If you truly wanna fit in, you better stand out. Before the cameras pan out, create your own style. Don't accept no handouts. If you ready, get your new list of demands out. If not, I demand a closed mouth. So if I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, hey, if I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, I refuse to have us become the wasted batch. What's the point of our future and our parents' future match? Cause everyone wants to be that cool cat, but if you change to do that, then where are you at? Who knew that I could still get so many fans addressing my women as missing man? Oh please, could you take the time to listen, man? Just because your grandson like it don't mean it can't be your jam. And please don't criticize it till you can see who I am. I'm the type to get excited cause I can free who I am. And I hope I'm not alone cause we need to take a stand and get the word out to everybody that we're all born unique, but most die copies. If I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, hey, if I don't fit in, then can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? I want us all to win, but can't I stand out? Can't I stand out? Hey, outside the box.
I have a friend that's in town named Patricia Wingard, who told me she wanted to be a speaker, and she's out here in this race with what she has. And Patricia, who was in an abusive marriage and raised her children, and they're now grown, she said, Les, I'm working on my stuff. I want to speak. I want to train and listen to one of my tapes. I got on a plane flying to New Jersey the other night. I said, well, I slooped down in the chair. I said, well, I'll just listen to this and just go to sleep. And she came on the tape saying, I want to talk to you about choice, challenge, and change. I set up my chair. I said, come on, talk to me, Pat, talk to me. I mean, she came on with power. You knew when she spoke that she was serious. That's all you want people to know when they look at you, that you're serious. That as you have that kind of intensity, have that kind of knowing, have that kind of faith, as you believe that good things are supposed to happen to you, as you know that you are qualified to have this, it is your right. You have earned this. You're willing to pay the price, night and day, giving up sleep, paying enormous personal relationships for what you want. See, sometimes life will do something to you. A friend of mine, Rhea, said she was working on a contract, and the guy that had the power to make the decisions had her doing all kinds of different things. And she finally landed the contract after some very frustrating, or no, she called it character building experiences. She said, I developed a lot of character dealing with him. And she said, she asked him, she said, why did you take me through all those changes? And his response was, I just wanted to see how bad you wanted it. You know, life does that to us. Life will test you like that. How bad do you really want it? Les Brown, how bad you want it? Huh? I'm going to take your car. You're going to have creditors calling you every day. How focused can you be? Huh? You're going to have judgments filed against you, garnishing judgments against you. You're going to lose all of the materialistic things you have. How positive can you be now? You're going to lose your job. And people who you thought will help you won't be there for you. Where is your feeling of being empowered, having the capacity to create now? That's going to happen to you in life. And I say that what's necessary is that you stand courageously, daringly, that you become bold. In spite of this, I'm not giving up on my dream. Come with your best shot, because I'm here to stay. That kind of declaration at what you want, life will say, let's get back. Let her through. Let her through. No. Come on in. That one won't stop. Let's go get another wimp today. And that's why you read your books, you write your goals down, and you write down ideas that come to you, and you look at your pictures, and you experience deep the emotion. I want you right now, I want you to just join me in feeling the feeling that I'm debt free. Just feel what it would be like having all your bills paid off. Just experience what that would be. Just smile right now. Experience right now some problem you had in your relationship. You thought it was over. You thought it was down to 2. But because you were willing to make a commitment to do what you can to bring it to another level, and being willing to get off being right. I said, you know what we want and what we have is far greater than our petty differences. I love you. Do you love me? Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I get mad from here up, so let's put that mad out. Can we talk a little bit? Life is too short. Yeah. No, we don't, so I don't want to go to bed mad. I want to go to bed smiling. That when things are happening to you, you look at them and say, that's some kind of wonderful. Life, oh, you doing some stuff today. You trying to break me down, aren't you, life? Trying to get to me, huh? Trying to make me cry, huh, life? Trying to make me give up on this dream, huh, life? I know what you're trying to do. No, you ain't getting to me. No, you got me one time. You ain't getting me now. I know what's happening. So it's not necessary that I panic and get all upset. What's necessary is that I come up using my brains and my wits and being creative, as Ross Perot would say. And know I can handle you. I'm not going to tuck my tail and run, as a lot of people do. No. You got to be bold in life, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not bold, if you're not standing up inside yourself, if you're not willing to call into being the highest and the strongest that's within you when you're facing life's challenges, life will trample you. It will suck the life out of you. Your life will be miserable if you're not living in alignment with who you are. But see, when you discover the truth of this goodness, this power that you have within you, that truth will set you free from ever being a victim in life. That truth will enable you to handle things with a level of equanimity that will surprise you. That you learn how to really overcoming the world by not buying into what's in front of you. Knowing that that's life. Life full of all kind of shocks. All kind of surprises. And one thing about life, on the road to life, there's no room for parking. You can't park. Because if you do park, somebody's going to run you over. But a lot of people, when they get shocked, they stop. Start holding their head. You know, somebody hit me. There's people running past them. Everything. Look at this hick I got on my head. People say, you better keep running. Life is about keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't try and stop and pull people out the race and come look at blood dripping down your face. They had some knots too. Don't feel sorry for yourself and try and organize a pity party. The shocks are part of the program. So test yourself, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most important and necessary steps to taking to developing your consciousness, knowing that you are the raw material. That's all you need.
You seldom catch me rolling with the gang. They say you gon' be lonely when you go against the grain. When you realize your purpose, forget about your pain. So you silly if you think I'm a brother that sort of rap. It's more than one way to scrap. Throwing balls, goals, grow. So you seldom catch me rolling with the gang. They say you gon' be lonely when you go against the grain. When you realize your purpose, forget about your pain. Ain't nothing smooth out going against the grain. I got too much flavor up in me to live plain. You can't be sweet when you go against the grain. God, what should I do? I know I'm just not the same. But wait, before you answer, let me go against the grain. My future care more about watching TV. PS3. Hands on a destiny. Just the same. Goes against the grain. Insane. Before the movement came, quit telling me I'm moving strange. Like against the grain. Think you should be shamed. Treat it like a game. Before you let them push your button, better tell them hold up. So you seldom catch me rolling with the gang. They say you gon' be lonely when you go against the grain. When you realize your purpose, forget about your pain. Ain't nothing smooth out going against the grain. I got too much flavor up in me to live plain. You can't be sweet when you go against the grain. God, what should I do? I know I'm just not the same. But wait, before you answer, let me go against the grain. If you don't wanna end up like everyone else, get in tune with your true self. Get this still. Punk out on their purpose makes you a little nervous. No, G.O.D. serves this. Others kids choose to conform because I'm not the norm. Must be getting wrong, cause non-believers never done our great leaders no harm. So, oh, can't stay low. Don't say no. They said I could change the world. Seems like I'm the only that don't wanna be controlled. So, yellow brick road, road of my own. I can help my home and forget about my pain, but that doesn't
as you work to develop yourself and begin to think and projecting your power of intuitiveness, of listening to that still small voice within, knowing that you will be led. Things will come to you at the right time as you grow. Now, when you're operating like this, it's necessary that you not panic. It's necessary that you be patient. It's necessary that you judge not according to appearances. It's necessary that you develop stickability, that you take a stand, that you dig in. It's necessary to know there are going to be some difficult times, that when you are in transition, there's going to be a drop in productivity, that when you go through a major traumatic experience, there's going to be a drop in your energy. You're going to be tired. Some things you know you should do, but you just won't have the energy to do it. You just feel powerless. What's wrong? I don't know. My mind is working. I know what I need to do. I just can't bring myself to do it. How many of you have ever been there? Where you've just been emotionally depleted. A friend of mine, I said, what happened to you? You know, you used to be such a powerful, dynamic person. She said, my divorce took everything out of me. Another friend of mine who was a health enthusiast, I saw him smoking. He was like 70 pounds, 75 pounds overweight. I said, man, what happened? He said, Les, my mama was sick for a long time, and when she died, I just haven't been the same. Just the shock of her death, the pain over a year and a half. He said, I had some guilties because she was suffering. There were times I was praying when I opened the door, she was dead, and I felt guilty. And during that time, I lost it. I lost it. It is necessary for us to recognize that sometimes we're going to lose it. And that's why it's important that you align yourself with people who are winners, who are trying to find the keys. Winners who are seeking. Winners who are searching. Winners who are going after their goal and their passion and their dream with a determination unmatched anywhere. That's why it's so important that when you get up in the morning, when your feet hit the ground, you stand up, getting up. All right, life, I'm ready for you. I'm ready today. I'm fortifying myself. I'm praying and I'm meditating. I'm reading my goals. I know it's possible, and I know it's necessary that I put myself stuff to the test. So I'm coming out here. I know I'm going to have to take some blows to find out how strong I am. Can I stand up? I know I'm going to experience some rejection and disappointment. I know I'm going to have some cash flow problems and some relationship problems. Yes, I know there are going to be some hard decisions to make. I know there are going to be some moments when I don't know what to do, that things are going to be so uncertain that I'm going to feel overwhelmed and feel like I can't handle it. I know I'm going to experience all of that. Why? It's necessary. It's a part of life. It's called life. It's not going to be all peaches and cream. I wish I could tell you it's going to be easy. No. All of that will create you into a certain kind of person. All of that, ladies and gentlemen, that as you go through that experience, what you become in the process, that the goal itself will be anticlimactic, that you'll discover a part of you that you did not know was there. And even if you don't reach and make everything happen you want to make happen, you can look yourself in the mirror with respect. That is not even about winning all the time. It's about enjoying this trip, this journey. It's about what is it that I can learn from this? What is it that life is trying to tell me? What is it? What corrective action do I need to take that will unlock the door to unlimited powers and possibilities that I have within myself? What is it? See, if you start out just slightly off course, just 1 inch off course, the further you go, the further off course you are. Here's some good news. As you're going in the wrong direction, soon as you discover that, the moment you turn around, you're moving in the right direction. And so as you begin to take some corrective measures, as you begin to make some adjustments in your life. I was up late last night around 2:30. I called a friend. I said, you know, I'm really upset tonight. I'm tensed and nervous about tomorrow. I said, Les, what are you worried about? You know how long you've been doing this? You are like a well. You always have something you can draw from. I say, whoa, thank you for that mental adjustment. I needed that.
Third world nation motivation, get your passport. Pass poetic, yeah, I said it cause it's hardcore. Have you ever heard a leader rip it like an outlaw? If not, listen to the speaker switch, it's incredible. You know what's going. You know what's going down. Third world nation motivation, get your passport. Pass poetic, yeah, I said it cause it's hardcore. Have you ever heard a leader rip it like an outlaw? Now listen to the speaker switch, it's incredible. You know we are living in a time where if you're not careful, you know what's going to become an outlaw to your own opportunities. You never showing up for the life that you were meant to have. But one of the ways to avoid being a fugitive to your own future is by constantly breaking the laws of mediocrity. You know what's going down? No mediocrity, I am all I got to be. I survived the robbery because they couldn't rob my dream. How can I protect my team if I don't lose my specialty? I see the pot burning hot, they need my recipe. I almost got dropped in the box to the death of me. Now I'm about to drop something positive on the industry. The streets ain't never sesame. I can't be my own enemy. I know this is my destiny, cause I seen what it should be. You know what's going down. 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 I see the pot burning hot, they need my recipe. You know what's going down. 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 Now I'm about to drop some positive on the end. You at the end of the rope, then don't let go. Just tie a knot so you don't drop. It won't stop if you pump up. It can't cook in a pump pot. It shouldn't sweat when it gets hot. I broke my neck for real hot. Now I'm speaking over rim shots and rhyming over gunshots. Let the shorties know they can score without jump shots. Let the shorties know they can score without jump shots. They wanna jump, I'm about to jump Trump. We on our way to Ghana. Give us a lump sum, want something, say something, need something, take something. Every day you're losing if you don't make something great. I walk with the apes, and every night I ate. This can't be a mistake, my belief is more than bait. Confidence gives its own set of consequences. So when you see a sister lie, you ain't gotta mention. You know what's going down. 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 I see the pot burning hot, they need my recipe. You know what's going down. 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 Now I'm about to drop something positive on the industry.
But I learned this about a leader, the definition of a leader. I want you to take this with you, because when you assume responsibilities that others don't have, that makes you a different type of person. That you know, it's like, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't apply yourself to anything. So it said that a leader is a person that does not go where the path may lead, but they go where there's no path and leave a trail. And so while doing this, being in these moments right now, it's just us here. You know, this is what we would call real talk. You know, you're a leader, and that's a badge of honor.
I'm reminded of a man And Mr. Winston, who was the president of a railroad, and one day he got off one of the trains in a small town. And there were two railroad workers sitting outside on a bench outside of the office. And as Mr. Winston stepped off, one guy said, "Hey, Winston, how you doing?" And he said, "Hey, Marvin, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you. How's the family?" He said, "Fantastic. What about your family?" "Oh, they're doing great." He said, "Well, it's so great to see you. I haven't seen you in years. You haven't aged a bit." He said, "No, you haven't either." He said, "Well, let's stop lying. Look here, you take it easy, all right?" And he went on about his business, and the guy sitting next to Marvin said, You know who that is? That's the president of the railroad." He said, "Yes." "You know him personally?" He said, "Yes." He said, "We both 30 years ago came here together." He said, "You came here together 30 years ago?" "Yes." "He's the president of the railroad now?" He said, "I don't mean to embarrass you or anything." He said, "But why are you still here?" And his response said, "You know, I've lost a lot of sleep thinking about that." He said, 30 years ago, I came to work for $1.40 a day. And 30 years ago, Mr. Winston came to work for the railroad. The difference, ladies and gentlemen, was the commitment of service. The difference was the mindset and how Mr. Winston showed up and how Marvin showed up. And because Winston was willing to give more, forgetting himself, and poured his life into what he was doing, he loved the railroad business. And each got out exactly what they put in. As you look at what it is you want, make sure it's something you love. If you don't know what it is that you love, just toy with something and just find out, do it for a little while. Used to take pictures, did it for a while, enjoyed it, developed a large laboratory for developing pictures, did it for a while, then after a while, got tired and lazy. Didn't want that anymore. So I tried something else. And I did that for a little while. Been involved in advertising and creating and developing commercials and jingles for radio stations. I love the creative part of radio. Love writing them and developing and editing those tapes, and the studio and the production room. Enjoyed that. That was real good. But there was still something missing. I said, "No, that's not it." I said, let me try something else. Now, but by the way, whatever I did, I went up in there all the way to find out if it fit. I was like a child, like at Christmas time. I was very excited about it, and I went all the way with it to find out, is this it? Does this have my name on it? Is this my reason for being? And I just kept on until finally I found something. The further I got up in it, I said, this feels good. They say a career is something you love so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well people will pay you to do it. I said, I like this. I like this. This feels good. Talking to people. Yeah, I like that. They come in one way and they walk out differently. I like that. I like that. Then they give you those big checks. You say, this really getting good now. I like to say that man was not born to work for a living, but to live his making, and living his making will make his living. And I say that in a generic sense. So, as you look toward the future, as we now have put another block, not only is it possible, but it's necessary that we test ourselves. It's necessary that we focus and pursue our dream passionately. It's necessary that we stretch and challenge ourselves every day and get ourselves surrounded with people that are strange like we are. People that are dreaming like we are. People that have found something that consumes them like we are. People that have found something that excites them like we are excited. And as you do those kinds of things, recognizing that you are the raw material and you are all you need, you are more than enough to handle your circumstances, to overcome events, to rebuild your life, to recreate your future, to reinvent yourself, to change your personal history. That you don't allow yourself to be mesmerized by the challenges of life, but you're becoming proactive, focusing on the solutions, on what you want to create. As you do that, you're going to have some personal victories that you can feel good about. And if there's ever a time that people must be brave, must be tenacious, must be bold and audacious, if there's ever a time that people must be creative and relentless and resourceful and determined, that time, ladies and gentlemen, is now. And I say you are the one, that you have the stuff, you brave this weather to be here, because there's a deep hunger for something better. You know it's there, and this just can't be it for you. And I say you're right. I affirm that for you. I recognize you for that. And we'll build another foundation over the next few weeks that will make it become reality. It's necessary that we do that. This is Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, Leslie Calvin Brown, saying it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Thank y'all here.
My clothes rotted away, my clothes they try to take, so I gotta make I'm so wealthy, my flow is filthy, tongue so rich, think I'm gangster guilty. My mom and daddy didn't think these gangsters would feel me, but my gangsters tell me we can make a killing. I'ma take over LA, not a Machiavelli, but one thing's for sure, this ain't a mockery. We still ain't seen that war on poverty. Before this robbery, somebody's got to pay. Hey,
my soul's wide awake, my flow's wide awake. I know they try to take, so I gotta make my soul's wide awake, my flow's wide awake. I know they try to take, so I gotta make
the Federal Reserve got a whole lot of nerves. Incredible verses is one of the lost cures. I'm not sure what my purse can do for the poor, but soon as I get my Porsche, it's an open door. The Federal Reserve got a whole lot of nerves. They making us work because we don't know our worth. I'm not sure what these words can do for the poor, but I can't sleep, I'm like a dreamer in dark form.
My soul's wide awake, my flow's wide awake. I know they try to take, so I gotta make my soul's wide awake, my flow's wide awake. I know they try to take, so I gotta make
Yo, well, Matt Little, campaign in the building.
We sure hope you enjoyed High Hopes for Your Future.
When you stop trying, you start dying. When you stop trying, you start dying. When you stop trying, you start dying. Life is hard and at times are tough. You might have been neglected or abused, blind or confused by life's consistent complications. You might have already thrown in the towel. You might be ready to turn your back on your designer's designated design for you and you only. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't turn your back on you. 'Cause self-neglect is self-suicide. Don't neglect the purpose of your existence. Don't neglect your talents. Don't neglect your passion. Open up those gifts that the world has been waiting to see. Happy New You to you. When you stop trying, you start dying. When you stop trying, you start dying. I've learned that one of the 5 characteristics to determine if something is living, regardless of what species, one of the ways to determine if something is living is by asking whether or not it grows and develops. Growth for humans require a lot of effort. When you don't put forth real committed effort, you can't develop. When you stop trying, you start dying. When you can't develop, you don't have one of the essential characteristics for life. That's why when you stop trying, you start dying.